Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
This is Samantha, the vocalist of Carpathia, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I am bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today I have the band Carpathia, and they hail out of Boston. So we're going to be talking to these guys about this. So first, introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I'm Samantha Alice. I'm the singer of the band.
I'm Andrew. I play bass.
I'm Jason. I'm the drummer.
Now I'm Bobby. I'm the guitarist.
Boston-based alternative progressive metal band Carpathia has released the lyric video for Sacrifice off their EP 1912, which is out now. And I quote, this is from the band themselves, 1912. The EP is the culmination of 3 years of growth, hard work, loss, and repair, once as a band and now as a family. So that's pretty strong, if you ask me. So I just want to say this also. Sacrifice has a great sound. Everything just gels, and the vocals are outstanding, strong, and has a power, and it just has a powerful, beautiful voice. I mean, it's just you have to take notice. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, you have to pay attention.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Bobby, let's talk about you for a second. What exactly were you looking for in musicians to fit and bring this puzzle of Carpathia together? What was you looking for to add to this group?
I played in multiple bands like forever and stuff, and I wanted to start doing my own thing. So I started like looking up for like other musicians and stuff, and I found my friend Jason. But he was in a band at the time, so I couldn't pick him up as a drummer. So I was like, shit, what do I do? And so I was just like, kind of like just still play with my other bands until I found someone. And his band that he was in he ended up leaving. And so I was like, hey, you want to start something? You want to start something fresh?
Dude, you freaking stole everybody.
So yeah, I ended up getting Jason. We started writing our songs, and we ended up writing like 3 or 4 songs, just me and him. Then my buddy Andrew, me and Andrew played in a band before together, and he left that band before I did. So then what happened was, I asked him if he wanted to still do it. You want to like be a part of something else? He said, fuck yeah, let's do this. So I ended up showing him some of the songs that me and Jason wrote, and he got them, and we just started writing our own songs together again. And at the time, we were doing instrumental music, so we were really progressive because we wanted to entertain everyone with the music. And then at the time, then we were like, we need to find a vocalist so we can start writing branch out to different styles of music. And I ended up finding Samantha at her last show with her other band that she was playing with. So it's like, I ended up talking to her. It's like, hey, you done singing? Or you want to be a part of something?
You're a fucking culture, Bobby.
Dude, he literally just had no shame. He was like, hey, you just left that band? You left that band? You left that band? Come be my band.
Bobby's like this ultimate drug dealer. He's like, hey, man, you want some of this? Want to try this first? Hey,
exactly. Everybody's like, yeah, dude, I do. That's so funny. I didn't even know you stole Jason from his band. I didn't even know that till now.
Yeah.
Wow. The truth is out on BODS Mayhem Hour about Carpathia.
Bobby the thief.
Bobby the thief. He's a band thief.
Bobby the thief. That's awesome. Oh, guys. How's it been working with Tag Publicity so far?
They've been great. Actually, originally, Tom was, who was it? Corey, this guy Corey Nash, who has been so awesome to us. He connected us with Tag Publicity, and I got on the phone with Tom, and Tom was just so animated, and he he was like, oh, I loved your music. I looked up everything, and Tracy's been wicked helpful, you know. So it's been great working with them. They're really responsive and helpful. So
Bobby stole him too.
yeah, Bobby went over and talked to him.
I'm not gonna let you live that down during this interview. You realize that, right?
It's now a fact that Bobby's a thief.
I know this is an EP for you guys, but what's impressed or excited you guys the most about making this EP, if anything? What stands out the most for you all?
That it's finally done. Be blunt. We wanted to put it out ourselves, and then we were able to link up with a very talented producer by the name of Chris Paquette in Rhode Island. So it got pushed back further and further. Nope, thank you, Sam. I totally forgot the name because I'm a terrible friend. But he did a fantastic job, and we are very excited to put it out. But I'd say the biggest thing is that we're just excited to finally show the world our music. We've been telling our fans around here, it's coming. Well, no, wait, we got to do this first. All right, it's coming. No, wait, this. So it's just, I think we're just finally happy that it's done, and we can finally share the world these songs that we're so proud of.
Yeah, well, 4, but yeah.
Now, you guys have released this lyric video for Sacrifice. Was it hard to choose between these current set of songs on this EP, which would be the first single, let alone a video, and push this? I mean, like I said, I know it's 4 songs, but still, these are fucking awesome songs to stand by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honestly, Sacrifice, we always knew, we were like, this is the one. And, you know, I mean, like personally, I love Moulin Lave. Like Moulin Lave is like one of my favorite songs, even to this day. I have like a personal relationship with it, I think. But the Sacrifice, obviously, like you hear it, it hits you. It's honest, it's emotional, it's driven, and like we all were like, yep, send it. Like we know, send it. And so it wasn't hard to choose between them, right, guys? Am I right about that?
I think we had to look at all the songs and really think which one is going to have the most mass appeal. And Moulin Lave is very proggy. Verdun is very heavy, and Raising Arrows is very catchy. But I think that Sacrifice really kind of touched all of those bases the most. So we figured it had the most likely chance to be successful as casting this line out into the public eye.
Yeah.
Could we see these songs on an upcoming album, possibly down the road, maybe, from you guys?
I would not rule it out. We have the future is very much up in the air. We have studio time lined up. We've talked about doing an EP. We've talked about maybe moving songs from the EP on to a full length later on. But as far as a definite answer, unless I'm out of the loop with you guys, I don't think there's anything set in stone.
No, we haven't really decided.
No, yeah, I mean, it's our first EP, so we're kind of like, we're just getting going. And like Andrew said, we have studio time lined up, so we're essentially like recording our second EP coming up this June. So we're pretty excited about that. That's another 4 songs, all brand new and, you know, never heard. So we're stoked about that too.
So working with Chris on this, guys, did he push you guys hard on this? Did he get something out of you that was missing?
Oh yeah.
That is Chris. That should be like Chris Paquette's slogan. Like, I'm gonna push you. He's awesome. We love him. He's like so honest, like brutally honest, and like to a good, like not brutally like to hurt you, but to help you.
Right.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But that's good, though, that he's like that, because that's his name also that's getting put out there when you from EP.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's great that he's working with you guys like this.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and, you know, he actually gives a shit, you know, and not many producers out there actually give a shit about what they're doing. So it's really awesome to be a part of this with him.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going into any type of business with anybody, if they never say anything to you that either tells you you're wrong or better yet pisses you off, then they don't actually care.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't go so far as to say Chris ever said anything that, you know, was out of line, but he's definitely a very, very passionate at what he does. But if you share that same intensity towards your craft, then you'll appreciate it. Maybe not always in the moment, but you take a step back and go, you know what, I see what Chris was saying. He knows what he's doing. Let's roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very true, man. A lot of folks and I don't mean to knock anybody, but this is the truth. All of them is there, like, give me your money. Yep, that sounds good. Okay, and let's just go on to the next one.
Exactly. That's
can
like
tell.
half the time that's what you see.
There you go. Exactly. And you could tell that, Samantha. Very, very true. Very true.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, so Chris is definitely not like that. You know, he's fully dedicated, and it's honestly relieving, and it's a refreshing thing to work with. So we love him. Obviously, you can tell.
Who did the cover photo for this EP?
Oh, William. That's my friend. That's our good friend William Mendez. We call him Coach. We love him too. He's awesome. Such a good dude, and you know, from the very beginning, he's just like on it, and like he's a professional, even though he doesn't even consider himself a professional. He is. He's 100% a professional. He was like filling in for somebody too. Like he wasn't even supposed to be the original photographer. He just happened to show up and like had everything he needed, and then he was like, you know what, I'm gonna edit the photos. And I was like, all right, dude, go ahead. And that's what ended up happening.
I like the feel of the cover photo on this because it gives you that mind frame of the old 1912, you know, like 1912, the old days, old school days like that of the whole gangster deal. I mean, that's just me. That's just what I get from it. But it's cool. I like seeing bands doing stuff like that. Yeah,
that was a fun idea. I forget who even came up with that idea. Andrew?
I'm the nerd of the group, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had to be you.
So what do you hope everyone takes away from this EP, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Carpathia's music in general? What do you hope everybody gets from your guys' music?
I want them to say, wow, this is the greatest band I have ever listened to in my life. Hoping you'll punch it on that.
I mean, personally, because I'm the one that wrote all the lyrics and everything, and a lot of them have, you know, meaning to me, but I hope that people can look into it themselves and feel like, you know, they've got some other kind of meaning or feeling from that song, and I would hope that they would, you know, share that with me, let me know like what they got out of it, basically, you know, whether it helped them through something or maybe it made them laugh. I don't know, like something, just any kind of feeling.
I hope they feel, I think my favorite thing about when we play live is, you know, we don't always have, you know, circle pits and mosh pits at our show just because we're on that cusp between, you know, heavy metal and rock. But when we do, I've noticed compared to, you know, like when we play shows with metal bands, you know, you can tell the people in the pit are really letting out, you know, their frustration from the day or their anger. When it happens for us, it's kind of weird. People are like smiling and laughing while they're jumping on each other. So I want it to be, you know, feel release, but also feel joy at the same time.
However anybody responds to this at your shows, that's good that you're getting a response from them, because to me, there's not a better connection than music at all whatsoever.
100%.
Do you guys still see this band musically growing from where it started, or has it just been more of a personal growth for each of you involved in Carpathia?
Oh my God, can I take this one?
Sure.
Oh my God, it's insane to me. First and foremost, I wanted to say I am so proud of my dudes, like unbelievably proud of them, because originally when I first joined this band, they were, like Bobby said, all instrumental. So like for a year, they were playing just straight up instrumentally and killing it. Like they were doing amazing, and they still do. Even if they, like if I'm sick and I can't perform, we don't cancel shows. I'm like, guys, get up there, like show off, let's go. And they do, and they kill it, and it's amazing. But the fact that they could go from being just straight up instrumental, and then hearing me kind of like put my spin on these songs, and kind of accepting it, and then looking at it from a different viewpoint when we got in the studio with Chris, and there was Raising Arrows, which we actually in studio we had to work on, because there was some aspects of it that, you know, we couldn't figure out as a band in that time frame, like at that time. And Chris really helped us work out some of those problems in studio. And it's like hard when you're a band, you're like blood and tears, like it's all in there, you know, it's in that song. And it's really hard for you to like take it out and look at it like it's just like another song or something like that, you know, just kind of like listen to it as an outsider. It's really hard to do that. So Chris was that for us. And he kind of helped us see where we could grow as a band together, like, so bringing the instrumental parts, like all those unique sounds that they have in their tones and everything like that, and my sound and my unique sound, and bring those together and create something entirely different. And it's been, oh my God, it has been like so hard, but it's been so worth it. And I can definitely tell you, we are growing, and we're getting better and better every single time. So it's been awesome.
How much local support does Carpathia get via venues and airplay, if any?
Venues, we have a handful that have been very, 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 very good to us. In particular, we have to give some love to the Fet Ballroom in Providence, Rhode Island. Justin Marcotte is the man there. He's helped us out a lot. As far as airplay, that's something that we're going to be really pushing once this EP comes out. One thing that's been kind of hindering our growth is that we haven't always had merch. We haven't always had a CD to put out, but now that we have all those things finally in place, you're hopefully going to see us really making a strong push to get this out there.
What can fans expect at a show from the mighty Carpathia who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get when they come to see you?
Extremely talented singer, an extremely talented drummer, an extremely talented guitar player, and a bass player that's just going to ham it up and act like I belong.
He always says that. I think they're going to get raw emotion. And I mean, Bobby plays like a freaking savage, but he has like no expression. It's insane. Like, it's even look at him, you're like, dude, how do you even, all right, whatever. Like, I'm honestly not even sure he's a person yet. So, but yeah, and you got Jason who, just Jesus Christ. That dude's insane too, but he actually shows it, like, that he's struggling at times, and you're like, okay, I can see that, I understand.
My calves are burning.
Yeah, and Andrew will freaking break his ankle just to get people to like rock out with him. I just have street savages going on right now, all in different forms.
Bobby's on stage looking at the crowd going, I'm looking for the next member. I see you over there. We'll talk after show.
Yeah, right? He's like, all right. Got any harmonica players out here?
We can add a keytar. We got a keytar in the back. We can add that. Yeah, we got you.
Oh my God, that's funny.
We're living in a digital era of recording albums to get music out quicker, and now we got social media to reach out to more people. Do you guys like this, that ran to get albums out quicker, plus the social media to reach out to more folks to let them know about Carpathia?
It's a half and half. I think that all musicians like the fact that we can kind of like DIY, like you can do it yourself now. It's really, you don't really need labels. You don't really need anything. As long as you do your research right and you get yourself, understanding of certain business aspects of the music industry, that's all great. But I think that we do wish that we could have been a part of those days when more people were going to local shows and, wanting to like find new music. Nowadays, I feel like people are often playing it safe or doing whatever's comfortable to them because it's convenient, and I'm not trying to say that everybody's like that, but it's definitely harder to get people to come and physically see you at shows, rather than like just listening to your stuff online.
I think the online presence, it's great for reaching people, but the flip side to it is unlike in, say, the 70s where, if a band like, not that we're anywhere near the mighty Led Zeppelin, but, when Zeppelin came to town, there was a mystique about it. Dude, Zeppelin's in town. We cannot miss this. Whereas now I feel like you already know when the next tour is. You got the band on Spotify, so that mystique is kind of been dampened by the online, I feel like, a little bit.
Yeah, no posters on the street poles anymore.
Oh yeah.
I tried doing the poster thing once, like when I first got into the music scene in Boston. I remember walking around Salem, Massachusetts, and posting flyers, and people just looking at me like I was insane.
Yeah.
But that's what you had to do back in the day. You had to make a mixtape and hopefully somebody would share that or do flyers and post it on the telephone poles, the supermarket windows, the, God forbid, payphone back in the day that you had to use and put money in to use, kids. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. He's right. There's bands that mystique is gone now. I'm 39 years old, and I finally got to see Metallica. I should have seen them 3 times already, but I finally got to see them this year for the first time. And that band saved my life, and I bawled like a baby through 3 songs.
Dude, yeah, Metallica's awesome.
I mean, I feel embarrassed in saying it, but in other words, I'm not, because that
No, you felt something. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I usually always cry at shows.
Well, you don't know if Bobby's going to trade you for a Klondike
Especially
bar or not.
Gojira, which people think is super weird.
So what made you all want to become a musician? What was that spark for each of you?
Jason, you go because you haven't talked.
Okay. Well, in that vein, it's kind of been like an outlet for me to kind of express myself. Because, like, as you can tell by my radio silence, I kind of have trouble putting my feelings and thoughts into words. And, you know, once I started playing drums, it's kind of become a way for me to, you know, express those emotions in a different way. And, you know, I get really nervous in these types of situations, but when I'm on stage, that just goes away. You know, it's just a really good outlet for me.
It is weird how, like, because I'm kind of the same way. How if you ask me to walk up to one stranger and introduce myself, I get nervous about it. But you ask me to go on a stage in front of 500 people, I barely think twice about it.
Right. I'd wish there was more.
Yeah, right. For me, I kind of had a unique origin in this. My stepdad was always in bands, and my father is a touring comic. So I feel like most kids growing up, when they say, you know, like, Mom, Dad, I think I'm going to try to be a rock star. And they're like, no, you're not. Go be a doctor. Mine were like, fuck yeah, dude. Go get it. So if I wasn't on stage, I would be the black sheep of the family.
I started young. I think I was around 10 as a drummer at first. And I probably didn't start my first punk rock band until I was in middle school. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, just banging away. But I ended up getting pretty good at it and stuff. So ended up going into a metal band when I was in high school, and kept that going. I'm actually still playing drums to this day. And I picked up the guitar when I was about 16 years old. And I started getting into guitar, and I actually ended up getting into guitar a little more because I can have more ideas. I can actually write a song with a guitar. Can't do that with drums, really. So I kept that going, and I just realized I just had a talent to do this stuff, so I kind of just accepted it and just kept going from there.
I have accepted my burden.
I accepted that I'm talented.
This is my cross to bear.
Oh, God, Bobby, we love you.
Wow, this interview...
All right.
Yeah, there's other things I've been doing, but I was like, no, this is more. This is better. This is me.
I'm going to be a thief in this room instead of stealing houses with Ricky.
All right, well, I guess I'll be the one that's, like, a little bit different, but so I did not actually get into my first band until I was, 21, I think, or 20 years old, something like that. I was late in the game, but I used to sing like Mariah Carey and all these like, I don't even know, R&B things, because my older sister was super into that stuff, and she used to use me as like her personal jukebox. Yeah, literally everywhere I went, we would go to like Walmart, and she'd be like, "You gotta sing, Samantha." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm in Walmart, like that's so embarrassing." And she'd tell me like, "How are you gonna get famous if you can't sing in front of a bunch of nobodies?" And so I'd sing in Walmart. But so I mean, I was in talent shows, variety shows, all-state choir, regular choir, stuff like that. And I mean, it didn't hit me until my sister actually got into a car accident and she died.
Oh,
so
wow.
I got pretty freaking angry about that. And I needed to start kind of channeling that anger into something more than Mariah Carey. Like, she wasn't cutting it for me anymore.
Well, sure.
So I started listening to, like, Chevelle and, like, all this stuff like that, Metallica. And my mom and them always listened to Disturbed and Metallica and all that stuff. And so from there, basically branched out, and I started learning how to scream, and inevitably ended up in Carpathia.
Wait, so the sister that forced you to sing out in Walmart and all these other places, she passed away in the car accident? Or
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I mean, it was a long time ago. It's like about 9 years ago now. But yeah, it was really hard for a while. And but hey, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want it to ever happen to anybody, but it made me who I am today, and it made me be in this band. So
think about this though. That could have been her lesson to you to, hey, this is what's coming down the pipe. I see this for you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fruition.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not usually one to I don't like to say that, but that is the reason. That's literally the reason.
Whoa, shit. I'm blown away. I'm so sorry. That's heavy.
Okay. It was a long time ago, but thank you.
Yeah, jeez.
Didn't mean to bum you out.
No, it's just weird how things work out and come about. It's just crazy.
Definitely,
crazy.
yeah, life is crazy.
Is there a country that stands out or even shocks you that Carpathia gets support from, or the music even gets played in there right now since this EP has came out? Have you seen anything that's kind of mind-blowing for you guys?
I don't know if I call it mind-blowing, but I'm originally from the Raleigh, North Carolina area, and seeing how many of my friends have been, hitting me up and sharing it it's been nice to see that, people I haven't spoken to in 5-6 years, not because I don't care about them, just because, when you move 1,000 miles away, it's tough. But seeing all those people really come out of the woodwork and show support, that's been really nice to see for me in particular.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. I mean, just the amount of, even today, I mean, when did we put that out? How long ago was that, Maggie?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Okay. Yeah, I mean, even today I got a message about Sacrifice and how somebody's listening. They're still listening to it every day or something, and that is so awesome and heartwarming. It feels good that people actually listen to it over and over and over again, not even just once. It's sticking with them, and that's really awesome.
Folks, get out and pick up Carpathia's EP 1912. It's out right now. Guys, how can folks stay in touch with you guys? Buy some merchandise when you have it out, this EP, tour dates when you go on tour, tickets, all that good stuff. How can you do that?
We'll have it on Spotify, iTunes. Actually, June 10th will be the day of its release. So it'll be available on any platform. And we'll actually get physical CDs, so you can see them at the show, too. If you want to pick a physical CD up, you can also do that.
As for a tour, we have the ball rolling on that. Hopefully I don't want to jinx it, but hopefully by the end of the year, you'll be seeing something on our Facebook about us taking this show on the road.
Yes.
And before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for the show?
Yeah,
of
sure.
Course.
This is Samantha, the vocalist of Carpathia, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our YouTube link, podcast link, and soon our Twitch link, hopefully. And also get out and check out Carpathia. Pick up their EP 1912. They have some really great songs on this EP, and plus Sacrifice is just so fucking awesome. It blends real nice, and I'm not saying it just because they're on here, but they are really talented, and I wish you guys and gals the best of luck. And if you need anything remotely, I don't care what it is, please let me know, and I'll do whatever I can for you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Nice talking to you.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.